Welcome to Refuel with Reverend Johnson and Reverend Rob. What's up? Hey, everybody. It's so good that you all are joining us on Friday at 7 p.m. Whoa!
We're back.
We're back. It's so good to be back with you all. Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Hello. It's Friday. It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you, too. What's up, Johnson?
What's up, Robinson? How are you?
Like, come on, get online and share this with people. We got an exciting evening for ready for tonight.
Let's talk about that. Hello. How are you?
I'm so good.
Uh-oh, it's Pastor on the street.
Look.
I want the world to know, got to let it show.
No, I got to let that's not the words. I know, Ashton. I'm gonna say it. I'm coming out. You gonna rock with me, Slim? You're not gonna rock with me? I bet you if there's a country song on, you probably would know that joint.
Don't come for me, okay?
How about that? What's going on, Johnson?
Mr. Robinson, how are you?
Feeling?
I am good. I'm good. I have a pen.
Why do you have a pen?
A little bit because I was writing something.
Speaking of shirts, actually, I didn't realize that this shirt is featured in the opening. I thought that was pretty dope. Considering it's
wear it a lot.
I'm sorry.
Oh, really? It was. I didn't even notice it.
What's going on? How does 40 feel?
40 feels the same way 39 felt. Overwhelming and busy.
Listen, can I give you a word of advice for the decade or the 40s?
Please. Wait, hold on.
Don't do it.
It's been a minute for you.
It's not. Well, they talk about how the 20s is like your year of discovery and, time to kind of make all the mistakes. And the 30s is kind of like you're moving in the right direction, still not sure. And the 40s is where you just plant, land, and push forward. So how about that?
Land and push forward.
Don't use that as a sermon.
Listen, you know, I got to take notes, right? Plant, land, and push forward. All right, maybe you may be hearing that in a couple of weeks.
Happy 40th.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. It was good. The one of the highlights of the day was I took a nap, and that's scarce here these days. But it was just an hour and a half. It gave me the recharge that I needed. So, and I took the day off, and I only responded to one email.
Oh, one work email?
One work email.
Okay.
So I was talking to Michelle, and she was like, "So that means you were checking them." I wasn't checking them. I neglected to turn off my notifications. So I saw the stuff coming in, but this was one where if I hadn't responded to it, I knew Kyle would call me. So I just got ahead of him giving me a call.
Go Kyle.
But, he did it. I have to say, I didn't get a chance to educate. He decorated my desk, and so he put balloons up. He put a little banner up. It was really nice. And Joy, I wouldn't say the boys because they probably just got in her way when she tried to do it. But she put some stuff up for me, got me my favorite cupcakes, and it was just a really good day.
So this is actually, hey, I'm glad to hear that all great things were going on your birthday, and shout out to everyone that tried to make it special. So, I'm going to go dive right into this. What does it feel like to celebrate 2 birthdays during COVID?
It was a little disappointing to the point of I knew, it's another time that I can't be around my close friends and family, right? Yeah. But it wasn't terrible, you know. but it was one of those things like, ugh, you know, damn it, you know, another time that we'll have to recreate at a later date, right? So that's how I looked at it, right? It's just, you know, I was actually thinking about this. So we may come up against the little guys having their second birthday and not being able to celebrate the way that we want. So I'm like, you know, it's just going to be a lot of not yeah, recreating these moments when we feel safe enough to be out and engaging.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you on that. I thought about that on Wednesday when I woke up, and I'm like, you know, 40 is a huge milestone in our lives, and so I'm just glad that you woke up in good spirits, and that you had love around and love showered on you that day. So may your 40s be as good as anything else in life that you have experienced. I'm looking forward to seeing you grow even more, sister. So
thank you. Hey, Sister Trina, Loretta, Nick, Mother Joan, happy birthday to you.
Mother Joan.
Recently. So yeah, thank you. I received that. I told my mother-in-law Tuesday night. She says, you know, I said, I'm just grateful, right? And we're going to get into this with our guests talking about personal healing. But you know, I didn't want to live out of my 20s, and that's real talk, right? And so to still be here and see 40, it is I'm just grateful, and I'm not gonna dive deep into that because I want to spend some time with Mother Dawn talking about that, and it's as I read her some of the book and the highlights of the book, I just connected so much with that personal journey. So yeah, so that was my day, and you know, hit the ground running again on Wednesday. It is our peak season within my company, and so you know, laptops slinging everywhere, boxes everywhere. So it's good. How was your week? So you're still in that 30-day transition, right?
Yeah, so I got a new job, everyone, and actually, this is kind of like my fourth job, actually, in the last year. Well, I'll say since June. No,
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
since June. And so you know, we all, you know, it was always said that Huntsville, Alabama, was a place of great opportunities, considering we were building, and now I'm going to lead one of the biggest efforts probably in probably my career in terms of the amount of resources that I'll have, as well as the types of projects that we're going to have. So finishing up construction, we have buildings that are not done, and so that's backing people up who were supposed to move. So our second wave of people are coming in August, and so the buildings aren't really done, but they're pushing forward, which really delays a lot of my projects. So I'm excited. However, I'm working on a very high profile cybersecurity project where I'm currently at. And so they asked me to stay on board with that project while transitioning. So,
yeah.
And I get it. I totally understand the momentum and stuff like that. But I woke up this week, I think in this space of grieving, specifically because of a lot of stuff that has happened in the last year, and a lot of stuff I had to give up, a lot of stuff that I had to move away from. And so it's amazing how aware you can be in the feeling and how you have to navigate to get yourself out of the feeling.
Yeah.
So that was real talk. Hey, Caroline, I miss you so much. Hey, Stephanie, I see you. So it was a busy week, and navigating that, I started another class this week, which, you know, every time I start a class, I always say to myself, what the F you be doing? Like, why are you
only taking one class, or do you take two classes?
Oh, I wasn't that dumb. Crazy. I wasn't that crazy. I took one class.
Listen. Well, clearly you ain't checking with Joy, because you know she'd have convinced you to take two.
No, but that's every time babe, I miss you. You got to come visit. Every time I get in that space of, why am I doing this? You know who pops in my head? And Joy saying, nobody got this kind of opportunity. You better not. I mean, it's like literally like I feel like she's in like, and she's loud. And so, my hands just get to typing. And next thing I'm enrolled in another class. And so, but the good thing is, and I think I shared this with you and Ashton, in looking at my next class, I decided to change my minor into diversity awareness. And I actually feel so excited about taking those classes that I shift from a tech to that type of minor. So there's a whole slew of classes that I have to take, which I'm cool with, but they're all interesting classes. So I probably would take multiple classes at a time with those, just because I want, you know how I get, like if I get a piece of something that I'm interested in, I go for it. So, but other than that, I'm good. It was just a busy week. We didn't get a chance to really talk to each other. And so I didn't get a chance to talk too much with Ashley or cut out with him that much this week. But other than that, I'm glad it's Friday. I'm glad it's the holiday. We actually was supposed to drive up last night, but it was just crazy. The work schedule's crazy. And even today, like I've literally been working until I text you all. I was like, hey, I'm running a little late. Needless to say, I'm in a space of, hey, let's do something different, right? And so I'm excited to celebrate Memorial Day in Huntsville, Alabama. So tonight we're going on a rooftop crawl. So I'm excited let me say this. I'm excited that Chris is excited. But you know me, I'll be like, do we really have to go? But I'm going to be charged up by the time I get off of here, and we're going to jet over there. So, hey, Gigi, happy birthday to you. I see you, Gemini. I see you.
Yes. I don't know where that is. Okay.
You don't know where that is.
The note we just got. So
you know what? I just want to bash him one time. Just bash him in his head one time.
We're closing out Mental Health Awareness Month, and we have an amazing guest this evening who's going to lead us through some good conversations.
I'm excited about that.
We are ushering into Pride Month. Are you excited? Do you still get excited about Pride Month, Sean?
So if I was home, the answer probably would be no, but I'm excited to be a part of Pride here. So okay. I'm excited about showing up. I want to name that Ashton has kind of been like a push for me, doing all the work that he's doing with his agency. And so I think I told you that I joined the equality group at our agency. And so I'm excited about showing up in a parade with our letters on. And it's going to be pretty interesting with my dogs.
Wow. Oh, so you guys are doing a parade. We are so at Allegiance, we are kicking off our Pride Month and featuring our new ERG Prism, which I'm co-sponsoring.
Nice.
We're still doing everything virtual. So like we're having our coming out party.
Nice.
We got I'd never heard of. Have you heard of Baton Bob from Atlanta?
Baton Bob. No.
So he sent us in a video, and he's going to give us. He's typically the Grand Marshal of Atlanta's Pride, and so yes.
Oh wow!
So went to a park and did an amazing cameo for us, and then he's opening up our coming out party. So
nice.
We're still doing things virtual here, but I get excited about Pride. Because I love seeing, I remember the first Pride parade I went to and how, just super gay I was and I needed to be at every party. I needed to have all the beads.
Yeah, you were pretty gay.
I love to see folks who are experiencing this for the first time.
That's true.
Well, in support for the first time. And actually some of my most meaningful conversations happened with strangers at a Pride event.
Yeah.
Like, So yeah,
I am going to miss being able to be a representation of our church at Pride,
yeah.
and seeing that, having that be a staple for people. But yeah, I join you. I too enjoy. I'm looking forward to showing up to the events here. It'll be my first time, and I've kind of checked in with a lot of them, but it'll be my first time, so I'm excited. Yeah, we really are.
Wonderful. You all got cicadas yet?
No, I don't know. I heard Atlanta. No, I heard they were crazy up where you all are.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a northern. No, because I think I wonder if that's a northern thing. I'm not quite sure.
So they're here. They are present. Yesterday, I was driving in from the office, and I was on 695, and Ashton says they're going to get worse.
But they're only there like 10 days, right? Like, is that like the number?
I swear it's been 10 days, and but I was literally driving up 695, and I thought like rocks were hitting my car because they were just like running into my car. And I was on a call, and I walked outside, and literally there were like 3 flying around, and the birds are just having a field day. Like the birds were in full attack mode trying to find them. He says the big swarm hasn't released yet. What they waiting for?
Well, not only that, but how does Dr. Doolittle know?
Oh, Dr. Doolittle.
Ashley's like a walking encyclopedia. I'm like, what? How does he know that? So yeah, so every time somebody talks about the cicadas, I think the last time they had came out, I might have been deployed somewhere. But he said, read the article I sent you.
I thought I know because I'm finding it out right now.
I swear. Every time somebody talks about the cicadas, I think of this swarming, like you ever seen the movie The Bees?
No.
Oh, you're too young.
No.
You've never seen okay. So the swarm of just like these big old insects just coming to people, but apparently that's not the way it is.
So I was talking to one of my coworkers yesterday, and I needed to get her something, and I'm like, hey, normally if I say, hey, I have something, she'd be like, okay, I'll swing by the office because she's still remote. But she was like, mail it to me. I'm like, really? She's like, they are out everywhere. She's in Anne Arundel County, and apparently her county is extremely saturated. And so she's like, I'm not going out the house unless I absolutely have to.
Wow, I need to check it out.
A female will lay as many as 600 eggs.
Powerful.
I guess.
Well, I mean, it just talks about how powerful females are. I mean, it's just amazing.
Oh,
so what does the males do?
Make it meaningful, Sean. We'll wait.
I can make that meaningful. What are the males? What is the purpose of the males? Janelle said they come out every 17 years.
Yeah, they do.
Well, what are they doing the rest of the 17 years?
They're underground sleeping. That's a nap that I want.
17 years? They're not the originals.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, anybody know anything about the originals? Did y'all catch that?
We'll just wait. Take a text. Give us 3 points.
The originals, the vampires, the ones that sleep for thousands of years.
Do you think I watched something with vampires? I wouldn't even watch them.
I forgot. Well, them is a lot different. Yeah, I wouldn't watch them again either. I'm not leaving my house either. My phobia of bugs is real. I feel you, sister.
Yes. So they're here. So I think it goes to sometime in June. They should be going back. Rolanda, of course you would agree with him and know the original. Sure you do.
Thank you. Rolanda, where were you on Wednesday? How about that?
We'll wait for that response.
No, I went to search to see what they do underground. This is what I love about this show. We could just kind of get data real quick. Where they feed off plants and roots and their bodies grow and change. Interesting.
Okay.
Predators saturated to survive because they have so many predators, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense.
Nobody's watching Vampires, Elder. That's just all Robinson.
Vampires, yup. I do all the vampire shows. Speaking of, what's the meme of the day? Or the week? Or how many do you have today? I hope that me checking the refrigerator. You're forgiving outdoor deliveries. Let me tell you something. That refrigerator ain't no joke these days. I tell you, these are hilarious.
Listen, DoorDash prices are ridiculous. I've never ordered from DoorDash, but I've heard people talk about it. But when I saw this, I just, yeah, I get it. Like, I get it.
Thanks, Nick. Nick watched the originals too. When I'm currently with this week. Okay.
Listen. That's
like Chardonnay. I wonder how that tastes.
Chardonnay and coffee. I don't have any Chardonnay, but I could try it.
Janelle watches the Vampire Diaries and the originals. Come on.
No, nobody's watching that.
You're a hater. What's next? 3 days.
So all year long, I've talked about Sean. I don't want to hear nothing about a 3-day weekend. It is my time. We're working for a private company. We are now in the time of year where we get some holidays. So coming up against Memorial Day, this is the first holiday that I have had since New Year's Day.
So can I share something with you?
What?
Do you know I have not taken a day off from work since March of last year?
Yeah, I'm not. Why do you need to? You're home.
You're such a hater.
You're just saying.
So it's clear that everyone on the line today watches vampire movies like the originals, Vampire Diaries. There's some really good ones out. So I wanted to share with you my top 5 movies for the week. Okay, starting with number 1, and I don't have number 1 be bad or worse than number 5. I just have it be that this is kind of my order, right? If you have not watched Law and Order SUV within the last couple of weeks, how they have segued in the new Law and Order Organized Crime, I will offer that you go ahead and spend some time. Go ahead and just binge and do your little Lifetime 12-hour session. It is really, they did a really NBC, I'm telling you, amazing job. Amazing job.
They really have.
How they entwine those two stories. Phenomenal. Also with NBC, Chicago PD is one of my favorite. Yesterday was very emotional.
I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched it?
Not
you haven't watched it this time. Well, you're gonna cry, so call me later. Number 3 is The Voice. And I wanted to. Now, I'm not really a Voice fan. I'm more of a John Legend fan, but I kind of watched it this season just to kind of see what's it about. And I love John Legend, right? But the winner, Cam Anthony, is a season 20 winner. Actually, was really good. He's a black guy from Philadelphia. He was very interesting in terms of his dress. Really cool afro. It was really dope, different. And I was surprised he chose Blake. But shout out to Blake for the winner. Also, number 2 is The Army of the Dead. That's on Netflix. If you have not had a chance to check it out, go ahead and spend some time. And if you are you like spooky movies, Johnson, don't you?
No.
Well, go ahead and watch Army of the Dead. That actually was really good. It talks about zombies who are smart zombies. So check that out. Hey, anybody else saw that in the chat? Go ahead and put that in. And then the other one's Cruella, which is a Disney new joint. I want you all to go watch that. So that's the top 5. However, I want to mention Underground. The Underground Railroad has been awakening for some reason. And I watched the first show, and let's just say I will not watch the second show because they actually had a train running under the ground, and I didn't understand the whole philosophy of it. So I didn't watch it. So like I was just like, I'm not watching that. Like, I don't know where they get that storyline from, but if you watch episode 2 and says, Sean, you should check it out, please encourage me. I'll go and watch it. So that's your top 5 for the day.
Wow. So I actually, I don't know if you've seen this. It's an old one. It came out in like 2016, but I stumbled upon it. It's a short series. It's one of those BBC series. It's called Uncover on Prime. Have you seen that?
I have not. Is it good?
It's really good. Like I think it's like 6 or 7 episodes. It's 6 episodes, but it's really good. You should check it out.
I will. And it's called, what is it called?
It is called Undercover. It's a UK thriller drama.
Any action?
Not the kind of action that you may like, but it gives you that thriller. It was like,
I'm not interested in thrills with no action. No, I'm joking. I'll check it out. I'll check it out and give you a update on next week. Thank you, Chuck. Sister Travis said that she was confused with the Underground Railroad too. I know. Did you make it past?
So that wasn't on my required watch list, so I haven't watched it.
Because we all know you only watch black movies during the month of February. We understand. Hey, speaking of, the Reggae Fest is coming to Ligonor this year.
Are they having it?
It's July the 17th. So we should go.
Yeah, are they having it?
Yeah, the tickets go on June 1st.
They canceled last week's.
It's on their calendar for June 1st ticket sale. So I'll keep you updated. Anybody else interested in going? We're going to be rocking it. Well, Johnson, see if you can get your release date, and you can bring the tent. You can bring the tent that you stole from me.
The tent is already put up with we posted the anchors in the ground with the leftover cement that we had from the post. So it's a permanent fixture in my backyard right now.
I can't.
Join's in the chat. Let's
well, listen, she didn't put any favorable remarks there. She just said it's a what if. I'm not interested in anything supernatural with the Underground Railroad. That's too close to my heart. You can't be jacking. I mean, it was actually a choo-choo train.
Yes, we're back to that tent. He not letting it go.
Did you hear how she said she took it and anchored it with cement? That means
we had some leftover cement.
So you anchored the tent with the cement?
Yeah, so when the boys go outside, they can have nice, cool shade consistently without me having to take it down and put it up.
You can't go and you're not getting the tent back. September 4th. What is September 4th? That's Labor Day. Is that Labor Day?
I'm not even going to say that.
Oh, that's my nephew's birthday. I know it. I'm just joking.
Yes, it's permanent.
Ridiculous, unacceptable. That tent was expensive. Let's move on because for Ashton gets us. Turn your sound off.
That was 15 minutes ago.
Oh, wasn't me.
All right, so we
hey, before we move on, hey, shout out to our Archbishop who celebrated his birthday this week as well. Also, there was an article about Born This Way and how that transpired. What's the artist's name? Lady Gaga. And she talked about and mentioned him in the storyline. So I thought that was pretty cool. And shout out to him. We hope he feel better and get well soon, hopefully. And we're praying for you, Archbishop.
Yeah. Whole lot of Geminis.
Yeah.
There's everything. It's about
to be June.
Gemini season runs through June, sir.
Oh. Okay.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. So
what we got today?
So we have a special guest, and then we have a special guest that's going to come on the screen to introduce the special guest. So, Brother Ashton Peterson, the man running the back end, the one who has been keeping us to time. On the show tonight. Normally, we'll let Sean go off on all these tangents when Joy's knocking at the door and I'm getting in trouble. But I digress. But
Shady boots.
Ashton, come on the screen and introduce our guest.
Drum roll! What up, Ashton?
Hey guys.
How are you?
I am great.
He happy. What's up, brother?
Hey, so before I introduce our special guest, I did want to say that I don't get a 3-day weekend, so we still not celebrating these holidays because I don't get one. I don't.
I can't win with y'all.
Nope.
I can't. This probably won't be my last holiday after our shift job. So we can all be in the same boat. How about that?
How about that?
And I will be in Maryland on September 4th. How about that?
Now that you know what that date is?
Don't do that. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, you are shady boots too. You know my dates are in my phone.
September 4th.
What's going on? Who we got today, bro?
So today, choose better jobs. I have a good job.
No, I think Trinice was talking about me. You know,
Oh.
she was coming for me there.
Oh, well, no, I'm saying, well, anyway. So today,
Well, maybe not. Maybe she was talking about you.
Right. You see how we can go off script, right? Right.
I know, right?
listen. Today we have a special guest. Her name is Miss Dawn Peterson, my mama. And I'm just going to read her bio. She is a Washington, D.C. native and a veteran serving a total of 16 years in the U.S. Army and Air Force National Guard.
Go Air Force.
She is also a retired Metropolitan Police officer. She was that detective. She graduated from Jericho Christian Training College, where she completed and received various certifications in study. And in addition to her studies, she attended the Family Bible Ministries and graduated in 2006, where she got her Bachelor's of Arts in Biblical Studies and Christian Counseling.
Hey.
Dawn is a speaker and author. She released her first book, From Grind to Grace, in 2014, where she shared how she overcame childhood sexual and physical abuse. She believes that everyone should have multiple streams of income, and as such is an entrepreneur from the heart. Dawn is also an independent gospel artist. She released her first gospel CD in 2012, You're My Rock.
It's powerful. It's powerful.
And she's also a mother of two sons, Ashton and Andrew. I added that because it wasn't there. And
Shout out to your mom.
her favorite scripture is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. And so without further ado, my mama.
Yay! Hey, mama.
There she is.
Hi.
How are you?
I am wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Did you have fun in the
Welcome
green?
to Refuel.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Did you
Y'all
have
have fun.
Well, you saw us cut up before the show, so that's how we act. It's just a hot mess. So, what an impressive resume there. That was really bio. I really enjoyed listening to all the great accomplishments you have endured and experienced. And shout out to your service to the country. As we are going into Memorial Day, we just want to honor you. I'm also a fellow Air National Guardman, so here you go, 113 Fighter Wing. Andrew's at first base all day, baby.
Oh, still.
113?
Yes.
Shut the door.
I'm serious.
Are you serious?
Mom,
Yes.
he was there.
I was a weapons special.
He was there in the
I was
like
in
45, like 1945. That's when he was there. I'm sure your paths didn't cross, but you know, maybe that statue that you remember seeing all the time, that was a replica of his service. So
hold on, player. You said 1945. I was actually there in 1996.
oh, okay.
Well, when did I come? I came in 98.
Okay, well, I probably was on my way out the door because I left in 2000. I think I left in 2000. So were you did your drill weekend? So I'm surprised.
Yeah.
What building were you? I was in the fighter wing with F-16, so we was always on the flight line. So it's very rare that I came in.
That's unbelievable. That's where I was.
How do we not run into each other?
I don't know.
He don't have a good memory. He could have met you. Y'all probably.
That is true. That is true.
But you know, we're clearly Mama Peterson must have a good memory.
but so we gotta find a picture of him back in that day. He had these long flowing.
No, I did not.
I don't know.
No, he couldn't wear those.
Nope. What?
He couldn't wear those.
See, that's what happens. See. No, I didn't get that until like
Yeah, no, I was just kidding. So
that's unbelievable.
Wow.
That's unbelievable.
We need to talk more about that. Because there's some
Yeah.
people that, I want to name. I just can't. It's Wilson.
Pete Stover.
Pete Stover. No.
He was the fuel guy. He was a master sergeant.
Black guy?
No, white.
Mm-mm. At that time, I wasn't talking to a lot of white people. Well, you know, I wasn't.
Sandy Campbell. Now, I know you got to remember her.
He don't have a good memory, Mom. He don't remember nobody. You can call names all day long. He probably talked to him.
I was on my job.
She was mean as I don't know what. You have to remember her.
I had a guy that was my tech sergeant that I followed under, and his name was Wilson. We stayed on the 50 gun a lot. Most of my weekends was maintenance.
Was it Keith? Keith Wilson?
Keith Wilson. Black guy? Bald-headed older gentleman?
No.
Worked also during the day there. So I hung out with the crew that worked as a civilian during the week and then did drill in the afternoon at the weekend. So, but yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah,
that is. It really is.
I love it. What was your FS there?
I was in fuels.
Oh, you were in fuels. See, I don't remember a lot of the fuel people. Wow, look at that, Ashton. Man, your mom was on the flight line chilling. Oh, you listen, Ashton. Oh, I got some stuff to tell you. But seriously, though, I think we just wanted to say thank you for your service, and you have done a lot. Talk about a little bit of that. Talk about how did you begin your journey?
Let me see.
Where did you come from in terms of the DC Metropolitan Police Officer, detective, and getting into the space of healing? Like, how did that transition happen?
So, I was retired as a result of a number of baby deaths that I was investigating. And also investigating. So I was in the child abuse section. So child abuse, neglect. I was like, that was just too much. You know what I'm saying? So it somewhat propelled me into a depression.
Yeah.
And caused my childhood traumas to resurface. Mm-hmm. So I believe I investigated like 3 baby deaths right back to back. And the last one was just unbelievable. The child was with the godfather, and he was trying to get the child to be quiet. A baby, a baby's going to wake up because they need to eat. And he was a young guy. He put his hand over the mouth and nose to keep the baby to stop the baby from crying. And he killed the baby. He didn't even realize that that's what he had done.
Yeah.
He was too young. He shouldn't even had, the child had no business being with him at all. He wasn't old enough to know what to do or to even understand that that's a life.
Yeah.
And get your butt up out the bed and go feed the baby.
Yeah. Yeah. As you talk about that, Mom, my babies are crying in the background. And it's one of those things where, I couldn't imagine, even as being, as tired. It's just like you talked about waking up, right? So he just woke up and now he's crying. And wow, that's terrible. That's terrible. So so having multiple experiences like that led you to retire. And it triggered your some of your past experiences. Can you talk to us about your Joseph experience?
She went right there. Went right there. Okay.
We can't hear you, Johnson.
Well, at some point, you come in life and you wonder why you're doing things that you're doing. You wonder why you're acting the way you're acting. Okay. Um, I was a stern, firm type person. Didn't want to be hugged. Don't touch me, unless I heard some beat. Um, and I'm hearing beeping. I don't know what that is, but okay. So, um, I am in Vegas on vacation. So,
Get
and I wrote,
to Vegas.
Those are slot machines you hear, Mom. That's
no,
That's
no,
the ching ching, ching ching.
no. I am on the 37th floor. Okay, so I can't unless I got that Superman hearing. um, um. So I mean, I was saying that throughout my life, my grandmother raised me, even though I knew who my mom and dad were. My grandmother raised me, and that woman was some kind of hard. She was not, if them country grandmothers and big mamas, they didn't play. Okay, so um. A lot of stuff, I guess, you learn through being in the environment. Your environment shapes the person you sometimes become, and that's not the person who you really are. That's not who God called you to be. We all have our own identity. We all should, seek to be who we're supposed to be. We are all made uniquely.
Absolutely.
So I guess when I went on this journey of saying, why am I like this? Why am I so stern? And it brought up all of that stuff. Like as I said, looking at the traumas of being a detective in that unit, and all those things coming up, I was like, it's time to heal. It's time to heal some stuff.
Yeah. So what would you say was the most pivotal point in your healing journey?
Oh boy, let me see. Forgiveness.
Ooh.
Forgiveness. You wanna say you forgive people, but do you really act like you forgive people? When my great grandmother passed away, we went back to Greenville, South Carolina, where they were from. And this particular cousin, he was just bugging, I mean, just bugging. He irked me to no end. And he was one that had molested me when I was a kid. And so, I had to get away because I did have my weapon with me at the time. I had to get away.
Yeah.
So away from him because all that was coming up.
So it triggered you.
Yeah, even more because he was. I mean, I don't even remember like what he was saying, but he just irked me to know his energy irked me.
Yeah.
Just being in the same space with him irked me to no end. And I was like, let me go over here before something happened. Yeah. Because I carried my weapon everywhere I went. So it was easily accessible. So, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. When you were a detective, I also worked in the Violent Crimes Against Children violation. And often we would go a yearly for evaluations. Was that not a policy for the DC? Okay, that's interesting.
Not at all. And one of the things they were saying that they needed to rotate us into different. Yeah. Yep. They didn't do that either, and it was a recommendation that they did that, but they didn't.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That is most agencies that are involved in those type of violations do rotate in
Yeah,
specifically because they get people that way of getting out.
yeah,
So that's unfortunate. But I'm glad that you shifted and had a moment with self where you became aware that that healing needed to happen. So shout out to you for
yeah.
that. What drove to the book?
Just so many. I mean, just knowing that a lot of people experienced the same thing I experienced and kept it hush hush. And so you're drawn to what you're drawn to people, and there's something that's a common denominator that draws you to that person. And the common denominator was molestation or rape. Um, you know, and you can bury something, but for so long, it's going to come out in other ways. And so I wrote the book primarily to help others realize that, yeah, this did happen. You didn't imagine it. It happened. Um, but you don't have to stay in that space. You don't have to stay angry. You can get healed and overcome and become the person that God created you to be from the beginning of time.
Nice.
I think it's so powerful that so I'm looking at the Amazon post, and it says the author declares that she isn't a victim, but truly victorious because she didn't succumb to drugs and alcohol as some do, but pushed to get to the point where you are today. And Mom, I think it's a beautiful testament to who you are, to share the story, to talk about that that you could have, right? You were a trained professional in an environment with your abuser and probably could have justified some things, right?
Yeah,
Um,
most definitely.
to being able to recognize that you needed to remove yourself,
Great
right?
awareness. Yeah.
Right. And I think it goes back to I love your favorite scripture. It's one of my favorites, right? God had a plan, and Sean
Yeah.
often says, trust the plan, right? And so while we grapple with those emotions and feelings, to be able to take your story and transform it to a point to share, and I only got through a couple chapters, right? And
Okay.
I think that because I've been on the screen crying the whole time, right? Because I often attribute my biological mother was addicted to drugs and I was abused and all of that stuff, and so I could have gone a different way, right?
Yeah.
But you sharing your story, that 148 pages is app. Go to Amazon, Refuel, folks, buy the book. It is life changing. It's absolutely amazing. So thank you for giving into the vulnerability, Mom, and sharing your story and putting words to what many people, what I can't. Right. So
Yeah.
thank you.
A lot of people, uh, uh, that's what I found, that a lot of people just, you know, and who knows what your mom was dealing with, that she felt that she had to go to that place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you forgive her.
Yeah.
You're able to forgive her, not knowing the true story because you haven't heard it as of yet. So you don't know what drove her to that point. And I had to forgive my mom. She was what, 19 with 3 kids.
Mm.
How does a 19-year-old know how to take care of 3 kids?
So talk about that a little bit. Talk about the forgiveness part. And for folks who are watching, so we hear forgiveness, right? We are part of a Christian movement, and so
Right.
God says forgive. The Bible has it in there. and this lived human experience is difficult, right? So again,
Yeah.
you said beautifully a couple minutes ago, we can say that we forgive, but what's behind that, Mom?
You truly, in order to forgive, it's not a forgive and forget. I don't know where we get that from. You're not going to forget. We are human. You're not going to forget. But hopefully, when you forgive and when you truly forgive, you don't remember the pain. You no longer identify with that pain.
You no longer identify with that pain. Okay.
I would even have to name that there is even some forgiveness in letting the pain go.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes we're holding the pain out of shame and guilt.
Yeah.
I so loved how you framed you don't know what that person was going through.
Yeah.
And I use that tool in terms of my own personal life in forgiving my dad, where I don't have nothing to do with what was going on back then. Like, I don't have anything that was causing that effort. And, while I may have been impacted by it, by the experience, I like you said, how could your mother raise as 19 kids, right? And I look back and say, how did my dad survive that time as Black man? So that to me helped with forgiveness. And then I had to let my guilt go by feeling that anger and forgive myself for it too. Yeah, good stuff. That's good. What makes you smile so bright today?
Just being happy. Just being happy with how far I've come, my accomplishments, my two heartbeats, my left and right ventricle, as I call them. Yeah. I mean, if you can't get to your happy place in life, you need someone to help you get there. And there is nothing wrong with therapy. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with therapy.
Yeah, she puts in the chat lots of therapy. I agree. I'm a fan of it. Therapy is has a big value in our lives.
Yeah.
Our lives, people of color.
Brother Ashton, what you got? You're muted.
You're muted.
We don't know.
We can't hear you.
And that's the producer, y'all. He's having tough technical difficulties. Hey, I got a quick question. What is one of your favorite songs? Or song on your CD? Yeah, you have a CD. What is one of the favorite songs on your CD?
One of my favorite songs is the opening one, "You're My Rock."
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I love the CD. And so I grew up in the Baptist church, and and so any hymn will take me right in. And
Right.
So of course I listened to the intro song, but then I saw "Great Is Thy Faithfulness," so I said, okay, I got to see how Mom's gonna do this song. And it was, oh my God, I love your rendition of it. It was beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. Actually, one of my friends, he wrote that. Who wrote that? Was that Larry? I think one of my friends, Larry, wrote that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, it was absolutely beautiful. Okay, he said his mic.
You really could have given us a little piece of that. We got Brandon over here making comments on our chat like we really care. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, that's one of the YouTube pages. I couldn't figure out where that was coming from yet.
So when I heard you hum, I was like, yeah, sing that song to this man. Yeah.
Okay. So only you can see that, Mom. Our guests can't see that, but that's what happens when we're streaming and we want to get our message out there. We we get chats like that.
You know, I mean, I'm like, what in the world? Get your healing. Well, you know, we are you know what? You can come back, Mother Peterson, anytime, because I can tell you're a hoot, and we just need to really just cut up with you. Like I know we talked about healing and forgiveness and the rock, and you know, I think and I hope that someone who was listening will go out and buy the book. I saw Barbara Robinson ask for the name of the book.
Yeah. So from go on, Mother. You can tell us what the name is.
Yes, from Grime to Grace. After all this or that, I'm still here.
Amen. I'm still here.
Grime to Grace. Yeah.
You can get it from Amazon. It's on Amazon. It's on Kindle.
Barnes and Noble's online as well.
Okay, I'm gonna say, is Barnes and Noble still a thing?
Yeah.
It's still a thing. She don't read books. She just listens to them.
So I am an audiobook person, but I did get from Grime to Grace in preparation for this and have so swiping up to turn the pages.
I love it. Also, your CD, You're My Rock. Please go out and check that out, fam. Go ahead and support this amazing, wonderful, powerful woman here who really just dropped some knowledge on us today. And I'm hoping that somebody out there is inspired, and who, if you are in need of help, by all means, you can tag us in anything. We'll definitely get back to you, give you some resources.
Yes.
Feel free to check out these, the book again. From Grime to Grace. Just please. Mental health is something that we don't talk about as often as we should. And so, you know, in our community, we have been traumatized so much. We have a legacy of trauma, and it goes on from generation to generation, and it starts to pile up. So with all that is going around in this world, we all can give some forgiveness as well as give ourselves some grace and to heal from that. Thank you so much for joining us. You have been amazing. I can't wait till we get you back again.
So is there another book or another CD in the works?
Actually, I am working on a single.
Nice.
On a single and a sequel to From Grime to Grace. That first one, I want to do an upgraded version because since I've written that, I've gotten so much more clarity and so much more healing. You know, healing is a continuous thing that should be continuous. It shouldn't. You shouldn't stop at one point and say, "I've gotten all." No, learning is a lifelong lesson, and healing as well.
Yeah. I'm excited. Would you do us a favor? Would you come back to Refuel once that's done? If you know, to debut that.
I would love to. You guys rock.
Oh yes. But can we get you to come for a virtual concert too?
All right. All right.
Listen, so I want to, and we don't have to go in this, but you are truly an example for so many people who what I witnessed from your relationship with Ashton is beautiful, and being able to create a space. We didn't get into this. We didn't get into your process and all of that. And that wasn't the purpose of this show. But I could not let you leave the screen without just saying thank you for being such a beautiful example of love. With your background, I'm sure you had to unpack some stuff. Right.
And maybe you can come back and talk more about that if you wish.
Yeah, that's fine.
We would love to have you back and just thank you for
love that the world needs more of.
Yes, and you are creating it. So thank you.
Great example.
Thank you.
So can you hold out in the green room for us, and we're going to come back to you as soon as we close out the show.
Sure.
All right. See you in a few. I also didn't get a chance to talk about the entrepreneur piece. So Yeah, Ashley, I need you to book your mom. I already booked her for the virtual concert to talk about her book and new single. Because she's gonna come back and talk about some her relationship with you. That's four shows, 3 shows. And
I was gonna say, how many, Sean? How many?
3, but I'm talking about the entrepreneur too. You know, she said that everyone should have a second stream of income. I believe in that wholeheartedly. You know that, and I wanted to hear more about that. So we got to get Miss our Mother Peterson back again. That was great, Johnson. Thank you for engaging that the way you did. I'm so like I wish we could do another hour.
I know, right? But yeah. So again, we celebrate her birthday. We celebrate all the birthdays that.
I didn't even know that Gemini's in the house, full effect. Okay.
It really is. And so thank you for taking time off of your birthday, your vacation to come on the show.
Out there in Vegas chilling.
I know that's right. Talking about you're on the 35th floor.
Right. 35th floor. What's going on between the floors between 1, 0, and 35th? That's what we want to talk about.
Right. But yeah, so like, yes, I again, and many people know it takes a lot for me to actually read the words on a page. But this story is just extremely beautiful and compelling. And so again, we put it. I think we put it on the screen. We have it in the chat. We'll make sure that as we post follow up from this show that we give you the book, the link. Go on and just bless Mother Peterson with the purchase of this book. You won't be the same.
Yeah,
you won't be the same. Check out the CD too as well.
That's what I'm going to do. I downloaded the book yesterday.
Get her some additional. I don't know if I just went to Spotify because that's what I have. But I'm following her on Spotify. Get her on Spotify. Download it. Get her all the followers that she needs. Buy it. Support her.
Awesome sauce. Hey, it was great seeing you, and always.
It's actually storming here. I'm glad.
Well, we had the storm earlier. It was horrible.
Yeah, it's starting to really come down here. So.
Hey, and for all of those that are in our chat who chimed in or who will watch this later, we just want to say if you were giving your time and service in the military to safeguard our country, to protect our country, we just want to give you a shout out and thank you so much for your service. So,
isn't Memorial Day in reference for people who have transitioned and veterans for those who served?
It's Memorial Day, and you can also celebrate those that are still in.
Oh, okay.
Typically, those also that got hurt or got retired. Yeah.
So that's always the big question, right? The people are like, "Oh, well, yeah." So that's why.
I mean, think about it. We lost people. People got injured. People had to get retired from mental health, and so we have to remember those people. So, and the fact that they gave their life and their time. Great question.
Yeah. I often have them.
Johnson, kiss the babies. I love you.
So, thank you all very much for joining us tonight.
Johnson, kiss the babies for us.
So, yes, it's our show.
I love you too. And we're going to get to do this again next week.
Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chat It Up. Subscribe to our Facebook, get on, subscribe. Here it is.
Right there.
Go to UFC Baltimore.
Catch this.